So time for the Token Metrics Moon Awards again. It's been almost a few months since we last covered this, but you, our audience, our community, crypto family, Token Metrics family, we asked you, we surveyed you, and you gave us your answers, right? So the next segment is the best crypto wallets of 2020. Yes, we've had so many new people getting into crypto, whether it's because of DeFi, stablecoins, or the pandemic, especially with the pandemic, lots of people getting into crypto. And one of the most common questions we get is, hey, Ian, hey, Tokenmetrics team, what are good crypto wallets, right? So we can't do what we do without you. So we asked our community to tell us and share with us what they think are the best crypto wallets. So without further ado, the audience has voted. Let us know what you think. So the post is up on our blog as well, at blog.tokenmetrics. So the number one crypto wallet people chose, Ledger wallet. I mean, this is a hardware wallet. This is very, very secure. I mean, quite frankly, I have multiple of these. As somebody who took an L, I mean, getting hacked for not having hardware wallets, I have several now. Okay, I have one. I have two. I mean, I buy like 10 Ledger wallets. So if you're in crypto and you want to keep your cryptocurrency secure, I highly recommend having a Ledger wallet. Pro tip, buy several and never buy them from third parties. Meaning that buy them directly from Ledger only. Don't buy them on eBay. Don't buy them from anybody else. I mean, quite frankly, don't even get one for free. If somebody gifts you a Ledger, take it back. Like, right? I mean, unless that person is like family, I mean, because it's possible for people to tamper with it to a point where they could give you basically a hacked ledger and then use that to steal your keys. So never buy it used from eBay, right? This is not something you want to go cheap on, right? So I highly recommend you buy this directly from the site. I don't even think we have an affiliate link. I think we might have, but I forget. But I mean, Ledger, I think, is one of the best ones out there. I use it a lot. It lets you really store your cryptocurrency. Now, obviously, nothing is secure. There have been known hacks, even with hardware wallets. That's kind of why in the past I wasn't really a big fan of them, because as somebody who's been in computer engineering, right? Because that's where I have my master's and bachelor's in. I know how easily hardware can be hacked, right? But software can be hacked as well. But with this, it still kind of does give you the two-factor authentication, right? So I highly recommend getting a Ledger wallet. Very, very safe. Obviously not bulletproof, right? Because I would Google a post by Kraken Security. They've kind of shown examples of hacking hardware wallets, but you do have to have physical access to the actual device to be able to hack it. But I mean, they are hackable, right? Never let anybody tell you that nothing is 100% hacker proof. Right? That does not exist. Right? For anybody out there, if you go into security, first thing they tell you is there's no such thing as 100% being secure. Right? Anything can get hacked. I mean, if governments are getting hacked, I mean, because this is the best example. If people can hack game systems, like, because I know back in high school, maybe I'm kind of aging myself, but I don't think I'm that old. But back in high school, hackers would reverse engineer PS3s, PS4s, and put in mod chips to have them play basically bootleg games. All right. And I had some friends of mine who would do that. They would buy mod chips and they'll basically just download games, ISO files, put them on DVDs and play. Right. They had it for Dreamcast, PS3. They had it for even GameCube. Right. So back then, so that's where I never really trusted hardware anything. Okay. But I mean, technology has evolved. Now it is kind of getting tougher with DRM and stuff. But just want to put that out there. Hardware wallets are not 100% bulletproof, but as of now in crypto, they're one of the most secure ways, right? Now, with that being said, just one more cautionary tale. I have heard people who have hardware wallets still getting hacked for crypto, right? Ledger hasn't really said anything about it. I know Ledger, their email list was compromised and pretty much hackers hacked their database. They claimed it was their marketing database, and they're able to get a list of customers. And I'm not sure if hackers have been targeting people as a result of that. But I know part of the way some people have been getting hacked with Ledger wallets is through the software, right? So make sure the software you have, you only download it from Ledger's site. The story I heard about somebody getting hacked through the software was somebody was talking to somebody on LinkedIn, right? Then this person basically said they would give them Bitcoin if they hired them for work. They said, here, we want to hire you to do software development or code review for us. We'll pay you in Bitcoin. The person said, oh, wow, I'm getting Bitcoin to do work. Sounds great. So they sent him a link on software for him to review or work with, right? And I'm not sure if the person ended up getting paid or whatever, but that's not the story, right? Fast forward, later on, this person ends up getting hacked. He has a hardware wallet with his crypto, right? Like this, right? And he wakes up one day and his funds are gone, like zero. He lost over 60 grand worth of crypto. And he's thinking like, how the hell can I lose money in my hardware wallet? So after doing a virus scan on his computer with Malwarebytes, he finds out that basically that software that person had him download to do work was software that basically had malware that then was able to scan his computer. Well, so anyway, long story short is be careful. Even though you have hardware wallets, they also do leverage software. So make sure the software you download is not compromised. Make sure your computer has no viruses, right? So you have to have good security all around. Just because you have a hardware wallet does not mean you can skimp on security, because if your Ledger Live ends up being corrupted and it has some kind of hack that tricks you into entering your private key, that could be a bad way to basically take an L, right? Then I also know some people who've been tricked into entering their private key from their hardware wallet through different websites or browsers. So definitely make sure to kind of not do that, right? So just because you have a hardware wallet does not mean you can skimp on that. Okay, then next, number 2, Trezor Wallet, also a hardware wallet as well. These two are probably the best bets for anybody out there who wants to really do well with security. Then going to number 3, Trust Wallet. So the community has chosen Trust Wallet. This is a mobile wallet. I also do have this as well. I don't really use it much, honestly. But I mean, this was bought by Binance, so definitely keep an eye on this one. Then Rising Star disclosure. This is a new mobile wallet as well from DataDash. You guys know him. He's well known in crypto, biggest YouTuber out there. Token Metrics did also invest in their round, so we are backers of this project. So definitely check this out as well. It's kind of a combination between DeFi, CeFi, right? Then, so going to the full results here, right? So Ledger got 70% of the votes. Trezor, 16%. Trust Wallet, 7%. Right? So one that's missing that has really blown up, because this survey was done early in the year, right? In 2020. One that's missing here is, okay, sorry. I would say MetaMask, right? If you're in DeFi, you have to have MetaMask. MetaMask, let me pull it up here. It's really the king of wallets for DeFi, right? So DeFi has blown up this year. So I'm surprised MetaMask was not chosen by our audience, but I think this was prior to DeFi really taking off. Bill, any comments to add?
Okay, wallets like portfolios, right? Not all in one place. Okay. I even think keeping money in things like a Coinbase wallet, or even in like whether it's sort of hot or cold. Okay. Because remember, if Coinbase or a big exchange gets hacked, there's no FDIC, but they're going to keep their customers in the game. They're not going to just say, sorry, Charlie. So hardware wallets, software wallets, exchange, all three. Diversification, whatever that means for you.
Yeah. I mean, I think well said, because I was speaking to somebody who's pretty. I mean, his job is just security, and I was pretty shocked by his answer. He was saying he trusts centralized exchanges like Coinbase and Binance a lot more than even some hardware wallets, which I was pretty shocked that he would say that. I think what he was saying is, because yes, hardware wallets are secure, but he's saying that because you have to kind of, as somebody who's been hacked, you have to kind of think about all these things. Everything has risk, right? So we definitely don't want to put out the illusion that hardware wallets are bulletproof, because they're not, right? Because as you've seen, there have been some people who've had issues with them. And I think the issue that's possibly there with hardware wallets is a supply chain attack, right? Basically, people could basically hack their supply chain or basically have insiders in the supply chain who can basically replace or tamper with hardware wallets, right? That's kind of what this person was telling me. And he was saying he believes Coinbase or these other big exchanges now, if they get hacked, they kind of have like reserve funds they can use to pay out some people if they get hacked, right? Obviously, that's not always the case. I know some people who've lost funds on Binance and not been able to get them back. So, all right, so sometimes they kind of play that whole paperwork angle, right? But I mean, kind of take both options, as Bill said, kind of diversify, right? If you have some on exchanges, some on hardware wallets, some in other aspects, right? For example, I saw it was on Twitter as well. So I mean, apologies if it appears as I'm bashing hardware wallets, but I'm not. I'm just trying to keep things real, right? Because I saw somebody post on Twitter that he had his hardware wallet in a bank safe deposit, and nobody had touched it, and his funds were taken, and he's not sure how in the hell that happened, right? So I don't know how that happened as well. I'm not sure whether there's any missing information, but definitely spread the risk out, right? So kind of as Bill mentioned, I mean, that's why I have several hardware wallets, not just one, right? If you have one and you lose it, you definitely don't want to have that. I mean, I would say have at minimum 3 hardware wallets, right? So have maybe one at home, one in the office, one somewhere else, because if the home burns down, then your hardware wallet is kind of gone, right? So you want to have different locations, right? So what actually kind of helped me, if you read the book Bitcoin Billionaires, the Winklevoss twins kind of talked about how when they were storing their crypto in hardware wallets, they built like this kind of like Fort Knox type strategy of putting wallets across different parts of the country so that they could have the crypto stored safely and still accessible, but not too accessible, right? Where they would have to hop on planes and go to different, I think they actually use banks as well, or different places to pick up their crypto prior to having to use it. But anyway, just be careful out there, right? I mean, the wallets I used, as I mentioned, I use Ledger Wallet, MetaMask, Trust Wallet. I have a bunch of other wallets as well, but I don't really put much there. But I would say, for the most part, those are the ones I use. So with that being said, tell us what you think. Are there any wallets we missed? Which wallets do you like? What wallets do you think are the top wallets of in crypto for 2020? Tell us down in the comments below.